Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new around here, thanks for stopping by. My name's Tolu, and on this channel I show you how to live your best life on a budget. If you're a returning subscriber, thanks for coming back to watch another video. It's amazing to see you here with me again today. Right, so in today's video guys, what I'm going to be doing is bringing you my May 2021 budget walkthrough video. So guys, this is the second time I'm actually recording this video. I recorded it a few days ago and the audio wasn't working, so it was literally like a silent video. There was no sound whatsoever. Absolutely annoyed and absolutely gutted, but I was like, no, I'm still going to bring this budget video for these guys. I'm just going to have to take a few minutes, lick my wounds, and then come back again and record the video, which is exactly what I've done. So with that being said, I'm not going to take up too much of your time. I'm literally going to jump into my numbers for my May 2021 budget for you guys right now. Guys, if you didn't watch my April 2021 budget close video, you might see this and be like, what? Opening balance minus £443.37. But yes, April was a hot mess and I overspent ridiculously in most of my budget categories. If you haven't watched that video, I'll link it up here and in the description box below, so you can go and check it out after you've watched this video. But yeah, in that video I basically explained myself and how I ended up closing the accounts on minus £400+. But with that being said guys, it's a new month and I've definitely learned from my mistakes in April, and I'm hoping that this is not going to repeat itself in the month of May. In fact, I have a plan of action as to how I'm going to make sure this doesn't happen, and I'll talk about it more later on in this video. If you haven't watched my April close budget video, then you're not going to know what I'm talking about, but I'll talk more about it at the end of the video. Basically how I've identified where I've been going wrong and how I plan to fix things so that I'm not overspending when it comes to my budget, and I'm closing the budget on zero as opposed to like minus 400 like I did in the month of April. But yeah, with that being said, this is my opening balance, and shame on me for not being disciplined in the month of April and not practicing what I preach. But definitely moving forward guys, I promise and I commit to doing better. I'm going to be more disciplined, I'm going to be more intentional, I'm going to stick to my budgets, I'm going to be tracking my expenses. Like, I'm going to be doing it all the things that I know I should be doing that I've kind of fallen off from and I thought I was okay. Clearly I'm not okay with my minus £400. So yeah, it's time to really go back to basics and really be more intentional and disciplined with how I manage my finances. But with that being said, anyway, let's jump into the May 2021 numbers. So obviously, like I said, opening balance minus £400+. Income is actually blocked out for privacy reasons. You see Tolly work there, but at the moment I'm not actually working, but that's going to change very soon. So very soon there is actually going to be income from my work, and that's definitely going to be very helpful for us in terms of our budgets and achieving our financial goals, because it means we have more money to do the things that are important to us. So watch this space, and hopefully I'll have some announcements for you guys soon. Hopefully maybe in the June budget walkthrough video. If not June, definitely July. You're going to see my new income reflected in the amount that we're able to put towards all our different spending categories. But for now, even though I blacked it out, it actually says zero behind that black box next to Tolly work. But yeah, all the other things actually have figures in it. So from my website and the side hustles that I'm doing and my husband's work, etc., everything else has money. It's just Tolly work that's on zero, and that's going to change hopefully very soon. So watch this space. Moving on to our expenses. So basically, sorry, to go back a second actually, so the total basically equals our income minus the opening balance. That's what we have available basically to spend for the month. I'm saying that for the benefit of you. If you're watching one of my budget videos for the first time, if you watched it many times, then yeah, you know this already, so it's all good. So now moving on to our expenses for the month of May, and this is how we're planning to spend our money. So starting off, we have our food category, and under food we have groceries, takeaway and Costco. So groceries, we budgeted £200. Now if you watched my April closing budget video, you might be like, Tolly, why are you not increasing this food budget? Like, it's clearly not working, but it is working in a weird way, because I know myself, if I increase the food budget, I'm going to increase my spending alongside it, and I'm still going to end up going over anyway. So I'm like, no, let me keep it at 200 so I can keep as close to it as possible and keep challenging myself to try and get to that £200 mark and below. So yeah, the food budget for the month of May is going to be £200, and hopefully I can actually stick to it. Takeaways, I haven't budgeted anything for it, but what we do have is a budget for Costco. We've actually set the budget of £150 for Costco, and if you've watched any of my videos previously where I've spoken about our sinking funds, you'll know that Costco was one of those things that we actually did have a sinking fund for. But this last quarter we haven't been able to put money towards the Costco sinking fund because we've had to focus on things that were more high priority at the time, which were like my son's birthdays that were coming up and a few things for the car. So because of that reason, we didn't save up the money for Costco Costco on a monthly basis, which meant that we're going to have to pay for that big shop out of this month's pay. So that's £150 that we've set aside for Costco. That is actually quite a tight budget. We do usually actually spend around £200 when we go to Costco, but we're going to make sure that we stick to that £150 budget because of that overspend from the month of April. There's not enough money to be playing around with in the month of May, so we have to make sure we're actually really disciplined and really on point and just prioritize the things that we get in Costco. So we're not going to get any extra things that are beyond what's on the list. We're just really going to stick to the things that we've run low on that we need to prioritize buying this month, and then anything else that can give, we'll have to give so that we don't go over our budget. So the total food budget comes in at £350. And then moving on to home, we have our mortgage, which is £1,057, and then mortgage overpayment, we've budgeted £100. Now if you've watched any of my recent budgeting videos, you'll know at the end of the spreadsheet I have a table which kind of calculates how much we decide to put towards our mortgage overpayment, to our sinking funds, emergency fund and investing. But this month we've done things slightly different, and the reason for that is because in July is actually our 10-year wedding anniversary, and that's going to be a really big expense, and we haven't saved up enough towards it as we would like to. So we really want to focus over the next couple of months on increasing the money that we put towards our anniversary fund. So with that being said, we're going to scale back on how much we actually put towards mortgage overpayments and to invest in over the next couple of months, just until these anniversary events take place, and then after that we can go back to the percentage splits that we were doing previously. So later on actually in this video and towards the end of the spreadsheet, I'll show you what those splits would have been if we had stuck to the percentages as we usually do. But yeah, this month we've actually sat down and decided how much exactly we were going to put towards our mortgage overpayment, and this month we were only comfortable with making a mortgage overpayment of £100, which is still £100 more than we would have done previously. So it is still something, and that £100 still goes straight towards the mortgage principal. And council tax, I mentioned in my April budget close video that it's gone up, so our council tax is now £138.35p. It's going to be that price now until next year because yeah, it goes up every single year. So the total came in at £1,295.56. And then now we move on to our utilities, and our water bill is the same price every single month. It is £50.15. And then we have electricity and gas, which we budgeted £20 for electricity and £80 for gas. Given if you've watched any of my budgeting videos, then you know this already, but for the purpose of anybody watching for the first time, given it's something that we do believe in doing, we do it very regularly and faithfully on a monthly basis, but we don't like to disclose the exact amounts, but that may be something that we decide to disclose at a later date. Who knows? Subscribe, you may find out later on down the line, but for now it is something that we keep private. Subscriptions, on the other hand, came in at, or should I say we budgeted £125.96 for that. So we've got £13.37, which is our TV license, which is something that I'm actually considering cancelling, because when I think about it, we don't actually watch that much TV. Like, we do very rarely watch channel 1 to 5. More often than not, we're watching Netflix. Yes, I know you can see Netflix isn't on here. Don't watch how I watch it. I have my ways. But yeah, we're either watching Netflix or watching YouTube. So we don't actually need to have TV license, I don't think. But a part of me is like, should I cancel it? But then another part of me is like, actually, let me just keep it, just in case there is something that I do want to watch. I don't want the TV license people coming for my neck saying I owe them money. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section below what you think I should do. Should I keep the TV license or should I cancel it? Moving on, we have Spotify and my husband's mobile phone bill, which is £35. And my mobile phone bill, I finally corrected it. It is £40 a month. So this time around, I should be bang on the money when it comes to closing the budget at the end of the May, because I have been accurate this time with my forecast. Internet, that's £26. Canva, I've reduced it slightly to £10. And then Google Drive, I don't have any comments, okay? Google Drive is still on the spreadsheet, but it needs to go, and it is going to go eventually. Like, I don't even want to say when, because every time I say it's going to go, it's still there. Every month I'm still saying Google Drive, £1.59p. Like, I just need to let this thing go already. So moving on, we have transport, and we've budgeted £70 for petrol and £6 for parking. So that came in at a total of £76. And then now we move on to fun and entertainment, guys. And this is the most exciting part of the budget walkthrough, guys. I've got money. Your girl's balling now. I'm not really balling at all, to be honest, but I actually have a decent fun allowance now. So that's something that we decided that we were going to do in the month of May. We were going to give ourselves a bit more of a decent fun allowance so that we can actually do things with the money. Like I mentioned before, our anniversary's coming up soon, etc. So it would be nice to actually have some money set aside that I can actually do something with to get my husband a nice gift. So we're going to be giving ourselves a bit more fun allowance over the next few months. Hopefully he's been doing some saving aside from that throughout the year towards my gift, and likewise I've definitely been doing the same too. So yeah, that should work out nicely. But it's just nice to actually have a bit of a decent fun allowance, particularly as things are starting to open up soon. Like, you know, you can eat out even though it's kind of cold, to be fair. Like, just eating out, sitting outside in the cold, in the rain, I'm not here for it. I did it like literally the weekend when lockdown was lifted, we were allowed out, and I met up with my sister and my sister-in-law, and we were sitting outside and we were freezing. When I tell you, like, shivering to eat our food. Why? Is it by force that you need to be outside? But I think because we've been in lockdown for so long, just being outside again and being able to go out to eat, we just had to do it, and yeah, it was cold. Anyway, things are going to start opening up properly over the next few months, so it's going to be nice to actually be able to have money to put towards doing fun things. Hopefully with me starting work soon as well, that's going to mean that we have a lot more money to put towards our financial goals, and hopefully we'll be able to give ourselves an even better fun allowance moving forward as well. So that should be fun and exciting and interesting. I can't wait to actually have money to do things. Like, yeah, that £8 something that we had a few months ago just was not the one at all. So yeah, things are looking a lot better in the month of May when it comes to fun. So we allocated fun money to ourselves, £100 each, and then £20 for the kids each. So the grand total for fun came in at £260. So I think that's a realistic budget, because I think that's another thing actually that's impacted us in terms of our spending. I think it's not having any kind of fun allocation or having any money to kind of do the things we want to do. We end up dipping into other money and using other money to pay for those things. So I think on this financial freedom journey, it's important to enjoy the journey. Like, you can't be so stringent and so strict to the point that you're not even enjoying yourself. You're not giving yourself any opportunity to enjoy some of the fruits of your labor. So that's something we've been discussing of late, and we're like, no, actually we do need to relax a little bit. Like, life is for living. Yes, we want to be mortgage free and all the rest of it, but we do want to also enjoy the journey too. So this is just a step in the right direction. Hopefully as the months go on and I start working and my income starts rising from the side hustles as well, and my husband's from his side hustles too, then we'll be able to even put more money towards our fun and entertainment, and then also towards our other financial goals as well. So watch this space, and yeah, hopefully things are on the up now. No more of that fun money of £8 that you were seeing a few months ago. That's in the past. That's history. That is not happening again. Tolly's not having it. I'm not standing for it, okay? Then we move on to insurance, and we have car insurance and home insurance as blank. I've mentioned this in a few videos already that we don't have those costs right now, but they are going to be coming in September. So watch this space. Hopefully I can get a really good deal by shopping around online, but yeah, that's going to be coming up soon. At the moment, we only have life insurance on this budget, which is £46.74. And then moving on, we have childcare, and I did mention in the April budget walkthrough video that I was going to be having childcare costs in the month of May. Now that hasn't happened yet, but I do still anticipate that it's going to be coming soon. I'm still deciding whether or not my son's going to go to nursery now, or whether I'm just going to wait until September and he just goes when his brothers go back to school. But yeah, it's still up in the air because I feel like he really does need to go and interact with other kids. Yeah, nursery costs are definitely on the horizon, and I'm not sure about the after school club just yet. That's still to be decided. Miscellaneous, again, I haven't budgeted anything for miscellaneous. This is where I went so wrong in the month of April. If you watched that video, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. But if you didn't, in the month of April, this category was a mess. But yeah, I haven't budgeted anything here. I don't know, again, if that's a big mistake. Time will tell. Hopefully not, because we're really set on being disciplined this month and not overspending unnecessarily and sticking to our budget categories. We've done it in the past and we can do it again now by being intentional and just tracking our expenses and really just staying focused and committed to these financial goals. I think when there's that pressure, when you're paying off debt, it's a different kind of energy you have. When you're no longer in debt and you still want to save towards financial goals, it's so much harder to do. It's what I've been finding anyway. I don't know if anyone else can relate. If you can, let me know in the comment section below, because yeah, it's so much harder when you know that you don't have to do this, but you're still trying to discipline yourself to do it anyway. When you don't have a choice and your back's against the wall, you just have to do it and get it done. You have no choice in the matter. Whereas now it's like we have choices and we keep making the wrong ones. So now it's like, okay, enough of that. Cut that crap out. it's time to get serious. It's time to focus on reaching those financial goals, and that's what we're about to do. So yeah, I haven't allocated anything to miscellaneous, and it's not going to be a problem because I'm going to stick to these numbers. Moving on, we've got debt, and I've talked about this in previous videos that my husband has this tax bill which we have to finish paying by the end of the year. And then the next category we have is our sinking funds, and I talked about this earlier on in the video that we wanted to put a larger amount towards our sinking funds, and that's what we've done this month. So the excess money that we've got left was £282.31. And just think about it, guys, if I had actually not overspent in the month of April, instead of only putting £282 to the sinking funds, I would have been able to put, what's 282 plus 440? It was £700. Like over £700 could have gone towards the sinking fund for the month of May, but instead we've only been able to put £282. And that's the problem when you overspend. Like, that money needs to be compensated somehow and be paid somehow, and that's why I'm like, no more of this. It can't continue. We can't keep paying for yesterday's mistakes today. So I'm like, no, it's not happening anymore. Enough of that. We're going to stick to our budget and we're going to stick to our numbers. So yeah, you guys can hold me to account in the comment section below. Emergency fund, we're not adding anything to it this month. And then finally, Vanguard, we're going to be investing £100 this month. So that's literally the end of our allocations. Oh, okay, just quickly, so I can show you what we would have done had it not been the fact that we decided that we're going to do what we want to do, basically, with the divisions of the remaining balance. So the remaining balance was £907.31. And this is how the splits would have worked out if we done what we usually done. So rather than giving ourselves £100 spending money, we would have got £31.76 spending money each. Yeah, no more of that. I'm not doing this anymore. I didn't come to this life to suffer, okay? So yeah, it's not happening anymore. We're going to give ourselves some kind of fun money and some kind of fun allocations that is a bit more realistic. Sinking funds ended up having the largest distribution. Emergency fund didn't get anything. Overpayment was only 100 and investment was only 100. But we're happy with how we divided it up. We discussed it, we talked about it, and this was the numbers that made sense for us. I've kept this table here at the bottom because it is definitely beneficial, and we still will be using it later on as our income rises. But we're going to be doing things a little bit different with percentage splits, etc. But I'll talk about that more later on down the line as time progresses. Within the next few months of budget videos, I'll probably talk more about how we're going to change things up once I start working and things of that nature. So definitely subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet subscribed, if you enjoy this kind of content and you want to know more about the spending plans once I start working, etc. And if you've enjoyed this video, definitely give it a thumbs up. Another thing that I failed to mention in this video actually is that the budget tracker that you can see me using in this video is actually available for purchase on my Etsy store and on my website as well. So in the description box below, you'll see links to those trackers, so you could definitely download one at your leisure. But that's literally it for today's video, guys. What I wanted to do in today's video is share my May 2021 spending plan with you guys, and that's what I've done. So hopefully you guys found it interesting, you took something from it and learned something from it. If you do have any comments or questions or suggestions, then definitely share them in the comment section below. Let me know if you're into budgeting, if you've done your May budget, how your May budget is going so far. Let me know the areas in your spending that you struggle with, the categories in which you may overspend on a regular basis. I'll be interested to hear your stories in the comment section below. But that's literally it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on my next video. Bye.